Hey, what's up everybody? It's Uncle Mad here. Goodness. Travel shirts on, you know what that means. We are hitting the road. Quick turnaround from Disney for me, but we are going to Ohio. Why? Let me tell you. We've got a German friend who normally lives in Africa for reasons I can't disclose. It's private, secret, top government official stuff. She has family in Ohio because there was, much like there was the gold rush of people making their way out west for gold, there was a pork rush where people of German descent who knew how to make pork immigrated to Cincinnati. And so her German family immigrated to Cincinnati. So whenever she comes back from Africa, that's one of the places she visits. It's relatively close to us here in Nashville, so we pop up to Cincinnati for a couple days. We did this last year. I don't know why I have to re-explain this, but you might be new to the channel. We've had a lot of growth over the last year. So going up to Ohio to see our German friend who lives in Africa. Not gonna do a full packing video like I did for Disney, just give you a little peek behind the curtain here. We're only up there for like one full day. Like it's Saturday right now. We're going up there tonight, be there all day tomorrow, drive back Monday. So I'm definitely overpacking, but who cares? So got some jerseys, some button-up shirts, bird dogs, a must, a couple hats, shoes, camera stuff. I wanna show one trick I've been doing lately on trips. I just leave some charging cables in my toiletry bag. That way I just never forget charging cables because I always have extras in there. So a little hack, a little behind the scenes. That's your packing tip for this one. But I actually got to throw all this in the luggage because I'm not technically packed yet. I just pulled it all up. So we'll pack up, we'll hit the road. Next stop, Ohio, to see our German friend from Africa. Wait, no. She's not from Africa. She lives in Africa. She's from New York, like me, honorary New Yorker. Alright, so we've made it to Kentucky. Now previously, I've had some heat with some people in Cincinnati over some comments I've made about the town. And obviously I think it's a perfectly good town. I mean, this is like my third time in the last year visiting Cincinnati. If it was as terrible as some people say it is, I wouldn't go that often. So with that being said, I thought this trip maybe we'll try to do some of the more finer things to highlight what's great about Cincinnati. We're gonna get some of their wonderful chili. We're gonna go maybe to the art museum if they have one. I don't know if a town like Cincinnati would even have an art museum, but if they did have one, we would go to it. But I don't know, we're just gonna try to find what's great about Cincinnati. We're gonna try to highlight the positives of Cincinnati on this trip and not get into the negatives that so many people seem to have about the town and the chili in particular, but not us. We're here to highlight Cincinnati and all that's great about the great state of Ohio. Definitely top 30 state in the union. It's one of the great things about road trips and travel in general is like checking out the local amenities, the local fare and stuff like that. So I wanted to get the bite to eat as we were passing through Elizabethtown, Kentucky. So stopped at one of their finest establishments according to Google, Cracker Barrel. Justice choice. This Cracker Barrel is backwards to the ones I typically eat at home. Like usually the host stand and the restaurant part is like on this side, but here it's on that side. It's confusing me. It's throwing off my equilibrium. Not me. Now, if you know me, you know I'm not a drinker, but we're on a road trip, so we do things a little differently. And Cracker Barrel now serves alcoholic beverages, so I thought I'd get a beer. And look at this. It's in this fancy little Cracker Barrel beer mug. How adorbs is that? This is already paying off to be a good stop, even though it's, you know, shout out Elizabethtown for having us at your finest restaurant. All right, and for our meals, we both got stuff that maybe we don't commonly get from Cracker Barrel, so at least it'll be a somewhat new experience. I got the loaded hash brown casserole tots with delicious looking melted cheese. And Jesta got their version of Eggs Benedict, so over easy eggs served on top of biscuits with a hint of hollandaise sauce. So I have to share a story because Jesta just pointed out how fancy this Cracker Barrel is, that they just leave their jams and jellies out on the table, especially the strawberry. One time at our local Cracker Barrel over by Music Valley Drive that we go to, pretty frequently. We asked for some strawberry jelly, and the waitress said, I'll have to check with my manager, they keep that in the back. And we were like, okay, what's going on here? But here in Elizabethtown, I don't even know where we are. Oh gosh, they're just so affluent, they can just leave the strawberry jelly out and about where anybody can grab it.
In 300 feet at the traffic light, turn right onto US 62 East. Now turn right.
First food review of the trip. Jesta, what did you think of Cracker Barrel's take on Eggs Benedict?
It was actually really good. I didn't think I was gonna like the little tomato green onion shizzy on the top, which it was actually good. I'm a little disappointed in the fact that I don't think there was any hollandaise sauce on that. And I love hollandaise. I usually get like extra.
In a quarter of a mile, turn left.
So that was a little disappointing. And their Bellini, which they're calling a peach mimosa, is delicious.
Loaded hash brown casserole tots were just okay. Would have been better, but the cheese wasn't melted. So like if you get like anything that's like loaded fries or anything like that, the cheese has to be melted because otherwise none of the toppings.
Cheese wasn't melted?
No, it was just like shredded cheese just thrown on top of it. It's like if the cheese isn't melted, none of the toppings like stay together and they just all fall apart. So it's like
cold cheese?
Yeah, it's just regular cold cheese. Some of it melted because it was touching some of the hot like tots, but most of it was just like regular shredded cheese just sitting there. So the tots themselves are good. So if it had been melted cheese and made the bacon and everything all stick together and been ooey gooey, it'd been really good, but just okay. So thanks for having us, Elizabethtown. I've probably mispronounced the name of the city a million times. Want to make sure it's clear because sometimes people get mad at me in some of these videos. I'm not making fun of Elizabethtown. I was making fun of us for choosing to stop at a Cracker Barrel of all places and not being like, what's the finest little diner hole in the wall place in Elizabethtown? Nope, we went to Cracker Barrel. We're the dummies. Thanks for having us. We did it. Now we just have to get some chili. Next stop, chili. Chili on deck. It's chili time, boys and girls.
I'm not eating that nasty chili. It looks like diarrhea.
It does not. It looks like delicious cinnamon chocolatey chili goodness. All right, we have arrived at our abode for the weekend, the Hampton Inn Cincinnati Eastgate. Everything over in this part of town is very much under construction. Looks like a lot of expansion and new development coming to this area. So as somebody who knows next to nothing about Cincinnati, this might be an area you want to explore should you choose to move to Ohio. Or not. So apparently they have mobile check-in, borderline like Disney Resort level stuff. But Jess was having some trouble downloading the mobile key on the app, so she went back down to the lobby to get an actual key. So I just stayed up here. All right, so it turns out we're actually on the 3rd floor. Just got everything to work. She's just got to tap to unlock. Look at that, modern technology at its finest. Room 321. I like all the room things have like a little picture thing on there. All right, check out the digs. Ow, the door hit me. Ooh, bright flash to the restroom. Ooh, nice shower. Got the mounted shampoo and conditioners in there. Toilet, I'm gonna test that out in just a minute. There's me. It's the main living space room here. Pretty standard but nice looking hotel. Certainly better than my most recent hotel experience. Sheesh, go back and watch that one if you haven't already. This is kind of cool. Side table has like a little extender if you need a little extra counter space. Plugs, USB, all the good stuff. More plugs and USB in the alarm clock. Microwave. Ice bucket. Fridge, not the person, the actual device.
He doesn't exist. He's not a real person.
Fridge is a real person. You've seen pictures of him.
I don't believe that that's any person that you know.
Kind of like a rack for, I guess, like dry goods or something like that if you need it, or just kind of an open, I don't know. Couch. I assume that folds out into a bed, as that's kind of standard hotel stuff. Another little extended counter space you can kind of roll around and maneuver. And then here's our view. Not bad at all. I think you did pretty good, Jesta. Much better than I recently did. I reiterate, do not stay at the Main Gate Lakeside Resort in Orlando, Florida. One thing that's very interesting about being in Cincinnati right now that I don't think I've mentioned in the video yet is that Taylor Swift has her second night of a 2-night concert series here in Cincinnati tonight. Our German friend that we drove up here to see is actually ditching us to go see Taylor Swift. I mean, come on. But it's been kind of funny because you could kind of see we stopped at a restroom and it was packed to the gills with Swifties. Just to like got all ticked off. It's like, let's get out of here. This place is a dump. And then you could just see people traveling as we went in. There was a bit of traffic before we split because we kind of went to this is kind of on the outskirts of Cincinnati, so we kind of cut away from where you would go into what is downtown Cincinnati, like going through Covington, Kentucky and stuff like that. So you kind of see traffic was backing up coming out of downtown Cincinnati already at like 4 or 4:30, whatever time it was that we were kind of coming through there. Yeah, so the Swifties are taking over Cincinnati. Don't think we're going into downtown Cincinnati tonight because that seems like that would be a bad idea. We're going to go to some of the little random haunts that we've probably been to before in our other trips up here in the past. So, but we're here now. We made it. Nice hotel room. Should have some fun tonight. Not going to see Taylor Swift though. Thanks a lot, German friend. Also, funny thing happened while we were on our way up here. Apparently we got some really bad storms back in Nashville today. I'm not going to name names because I don't want to throw anybody in the bus. We don't do that here on the channel. We're a positive, uplifting channel. But we were nice enough to let some of Justice's friends swim in our pool while we're gone. And they broke our umbrella. I mean, come on. What kind of... We're hospitable, letting them use our pool and they break our umbrella. I've got footage of it. I'm going to put it in right here. Alright, so we've uncovered one thing that's not necessarily ideal about this restroom. So it looks like there used to be like a regular door here, but they modernized and put the sliding door in, but because it doesn't really fit the frame, the best solution they could come up with was this little like hooky latch here. But then you've got like a gap between the door and there. So luckily Justin and I are married, husband and wife. We have no secrets from each other, so I can come in here and, you know, poop to my heart's content. It's not in the end of the world, but if you're on a, you know, trip with like a new partner, a new romance, or a stranger, I don't know why you'd be staying in a hotel with a stranger. This maybe is not the best setup with the gap here allowing poop and all sounds related to it to escape. Gel douche. Freshened up a little bit and we're heading out to see what the world of Cincinnati has to offer for us. So let's go. Food, drinks, parties, clubs. We're gonna do it all. There was a club I came to one time. I think it was in Covington, not Cincinnati, when I was like 17, and I came up for a Blink-182 concert. Crazy experience in my life. It was like right on the river, wild stuff. Not appropriate for the vlog. That's all I'll say. All right, we're back at the APG. This was one of our go-to spots last summer, so stick with what you know. Yeah, it's 4th of July last year. Came up here, watched the parade go down this street right here.
Are you sure that was last year?
100%. I was playing with one of these at Kitty O'Shea's down in Orlando and took all my money because they stopped playing the songs eventually. All right, here is a look down the menu. Feel free to pause, rewind, whatever you need to do to see everything. Chef's choice. I swear this is a mini version of our German friend.
A little baby.
She shrunk.
The baby deers.
Like she looked good, but she was a thick girl.
With the buffalo chicken wrap.
Oh, such a good.
That is a thick burger.
Thick like something else.
Oh my, come on now.
Yeah, we'll get some more food. Don't worry. I got you covered. Don't worry.
All right, solid meal at APG. What does APG stand for?
Anderson Pub and Grill.
That's what I thought. I knew it stood for something, but definitely a place we'd probably go a lot if we were local here, because it's just a solid kind of local spot. Nice little patio area. Jessica calls it the Christmas tree lot because it's got like these weird like Christmas tree looking things that kind of surround it.
Well, I thought it was a Christmas tree lot when I first came here and I drove past it. I thought it was a Christmas tree store.
She almost got ran over there one time.
The route is
She was blackout drunk because she's a drinker, unlike me. Car crashed through it. She didn't even notice the car crashed through it.
I did
and
not.
Just like, oh.
I almost got hit by a Yukon.
But it's a cool vibe. Just your typical local like pub grill place. Similar to places we go at home. It's very similar to kind of like Poorhouse. We go to, definitely better than Poorhouse. But I mean, it's the same kind of vibe where it's got a little patio, a little bar area, TVs, everything like that. I think hers was better than mine. The burger looked great tonight. My chicken wrap was pretty good, but her burger was...
It was really good.
As she mentioned, thick.
Now turn right.
Oh boy, more Cincinnati adventure on the way. Why is my shirt like choking me? Wild things are afoot in Cincinnati. You can kind of see it a little bit. Car just like straight drove off the road and crashed into like a pole right here in front of the establishment we're visiting. Hope everybody's okay because it looked kind of crazy. All right, so keeping with our tradition on this trip of only trying the finest local establishments, we're checking out one of Cincinnati's most famous bars. It's where Buffalo Wild Wings power went out due to the wreck that was out front. Like the car hit the pole so much that it was the only thing that was supporting the power, and they finally had to take it down to be able to fix the pole. So power's gone out. We're just sitting in the dark at Buffalo Wild Wings. It's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cool. I think this might be an idea for a bar, the blackout bar. The bar is just blacked out all the time. Write it down in your notebook, Uncle Mad. Open a blackout bar. Not a drinker though, so I'd be a good person to run a bar. That is something you will not get to experience every day. Sitting blackout in the dark at a Buffalo Wild Wings, just hanging out. It's like light outside still a little bit, but when you're in a place like that and the lights go out, it's done. Was kind of funny because the staff is kind of like, yeah, the power's not coming back. Y'all can just go on whenever. They're like, we'll take your phone number down and we'll text you the bill, which cool. I guess that's technology now. I was telling Jesta and our friend Ryan, I used to work at restaurants and bars sometimes, like we had power go out or the internet went out or whatever, and we had like get out those old like chink, old school like carbon copy credit card scanners.
I worked at.
Do you know what she's talking about? But here they're just like, no, we'll just text you your bill. Like, welcome to the 21st century. Only in Cincinnati can you get an experience like that.
This is insanity.
Yep, you can see all
Now
the power's
turn
out
right
everywhere on this
onto
side of the road.
Ohio
Across the way though,
125.
Arby's is up and running, but yeah, you can see police activity there. Power poles being worked on there.
You go and then
You
I
see
go.
down there. Yeah, you can see they're working on it back there. What a mess. It is pretty funny. We were talking about the story of Jesta. They crashed through the trees.
And almost hit me.
Almost hit her at APG, and now we're hanging out at Buffalo Wild Wings, and before we can even get there, somebody crashes into it and destroys it. And it's funny because like they
were fine for a while.
We were sitting there for like maybe 45 minutes, and all of a sudden it went boo! Power just dropped out, and they were like,
Well, they said it was when they moved the car.
yeah.
Because apparently the car was holding up the pole.
Crazy. Did not see that coming. Did not have that on my checklist for what we were going to experience today in Cincinnati. All right, here comes APG up on the left. It's Tide Store, APG.
Christmas tree store.
Full circle. You can tell we're into 4th of July weekend because fireworks are just going off everywhere all around us. Also, check this out. Tried to find the nearest grocery store to us, and there's a place called Meijer. Is this like the German immigration thing, maybe? Seems like it's kind of like a Walmart Kroger hybrid. I don't know. We're gonna go inside and see what we can find in here because we need some grocery stuff. Oh yeah, this is like a total like Walmart type place. Almost like has like Kmart vibes to it, honestly. But like a Kmart Super Center. All right, so I am not a drinker, but I always find it interesting coming to states that, unlike Tennessee, will sell liquor in grocery stores, because it's a pretty strict divide in Tennessee. It's beer in some stores, liquor in others. As a massive fan of fireworks, there may be nothing more frustrating than hearing massive amount of fireworks all around you, but not being able to see any of them. It's just the beginning of 4th of July weekend, though. There's plenty of fireworks to come. And I got a ton of fireworks last week at Disney World, so beggars can't be choosers. Been following the Nashville SC match on my phone tonight. Zimmerman just sent off, and you know, I will defend referees till the end of the earth as a member of the referee union, but that second yellow on Zimmerman was very soft. It's a foul, but 60 yards away from goal, player not directly involved in the play. Really hard to justify that being breaking up a promising attack. You know, if you want to give that as a first yellow, but you've already given a soft yellow on Zimmerman to begin with. Hey, it's Wayne Rooney. I love Wayne Rooney. This ref has not had the best performance. Back in the room, first night in Cincinnati's in the books, and it was certainly an interesting one. Went to have a nice little meal at APG. Bizarre, just complete situation at Buffalo Wild Wings with a car crashing into a pole and knocking out the power at Buffalo Wild Wings. Typical for Jess. Everywhere she goes in Cincinnati, cars try to wreck into her, so.
Not just in Cincinnati.
That's night one in the books. Tomorrow we're going to see the Reds and the Padres, early afternoon game. We'll probably just explore downtown Cincinnati. Obviously the Dora, great place. We enjoyed our time there last year, so hopefully another fun day in Cincinnati. There's some potential thunderstorms and stuff in the weather tomorrow, but you know, we'll survive, we'll move on. Interesting and fun start to the weekend. More to come. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.